The crystalline towers of the Galactic Senate trembled as Ambassador Zeftar's 6 eyes widened in disbelief. The holographic display before him showed the same impossible message that had been broadcast across every civilized system in the galaxy. Earth declares war on the entire Galactic Confederation. This must be some primitive joke, wheezed Senator Krill through his breathing apparatus, his tentacles writhing in agitation. The humans barely achieved faster-than-light travel 50 standard cycles ago. But Ambassador Sarah Chen stood calmly at the center of the great chamber, her small frame dwarfed by the towering representatives of 1,000 worlds. Her voice carried clearly through the chaos as species after species erupted in what could only be described as laughter, if laughter could sound like grinding metal, explosive gas emissions, and harmonic screeching. "You find this amusing?" she said, her tone conversational. "I understand why." Supreme Chancellor Vorthok, whose species had ruled the galactic core for millennia, leaned forward in his massive throne. "Little human, your species controls exactly one system. We command 15 million. Your largest ship is smaller than our patrol boats. Perhaps you should reconsider this declaration." Sarah smiled, and something about that expression made the nearest senators unconsciously step back. "Your intelligence is outdated, Chancellor. We don't control one system anymore." The chamber fell silent as holographic star maps flickered to life around them. Red dots began appearing across the galaxy, first dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. "Impossible," whispered High Priest Zelnoth, his crystalline form chiming in distress. "Those are our core worlds, our most protected systems." "Were," Sarah corrected gently. "As of 3 hours ago, human forces have established control over 47,000 strategic positions across the galaxy. We've been quite busy since you last checked." Chancellor Vorthak's massive frame shuddered. "You're bluffing. No species could move that fast, coordinate such an operation." "You're thinking like an empire," Sarah interrupted. "Centralized command, hierarchical structures, bureaucratic approval chains. We learned long ago that such systems have vulnerabilities." The display zoomed in on Sector 7, showing the impregnable fortress world of Kethmore, or what remained of it. The planetary shields flickered weakly around a surface marked by massive impact craters. "Kethmore has never fallen," Senator Krill gasped. "The defenses are powered by the planet's core itself." Past tense being the operative phrase, Sarah nodded. "Your shields were indeed impressive. Unfortunately for you, we've had some experience with seemingly impossible defensive positions. When Admiral Martinez's fleet couldn't break through conventionally, she did what humans do best." "Which is?" Chancellor Vorthak demanded. "She improvised. Turns out your core-powered shields have one weakness. They don't extend underground. A few mining charges in the right tectonic weak points and—" Sarah gestured at the ruined world on the display. "Gravity is a wonderful force multiplier." The chamber erupted again, but this time the sounds carried notes of fear rather than amusement. Sarah waited patiently for silence to return. "You see, Chancellor, you made the same mistake everyone makes about humans. You looked at our technology, our population, our territory, and concluded we were insignificant. But you never studied our history." The display shifted, showing scenes of human warfare throughout the ages, cavalry charges, naval battles, aerial, dogfights, urban warfare. "We are the species that looked at horses and said, 'I bet I could ride that.' We tamed wolves into companions, turned controlled explosions into transportation, and convinced lightning to carry our messages. When faced with seemingly impossible odds, we don't surrender. We cheat. Senator Krill's tentacles had gone completely still. "What do you want?" "What we've always wanted," Sarah replied. "Respect, recognition, a voice in galactic affairs proportional to our capabilities, not your assumptions about our worth." "And if we refuse?" Chancellor Vorthak's voice had lost its commanding tone. Sarah's smile returned, colder this time. "Then you'll discover why humanity spent so much effort developing faster-than-light travel. It wasn't to explore strange new worlds, Chancellor. It was to ensure that no matter where our enemies hide, we can reach them." The display showed humanity's latest achievement. Not a ship, but a weapon. The stellar cascade generator hung in space like a metallic flower, its petals aimed at the local star. "Fascinating things, stars," Sarah mused. "So much energy, held in such delicate balance. Change the magnetic field just slightly, alter the fusion rate by a fraction, and—" She snapped her fingers. "Well, I'm sure you can imagine." The silence in the chamber was absolute. "Of course, we'd prefer diplomacy," Sarah continued brightly. "Humanity is quite reasonable when treated as equals. We're willing to withdraw from all occupied territories, deactivate our stellar weapons, and return to peaceful relations. All we ask in return is full membership in the Galactic Senate, with voting rights proportional to our demonstrated capabilities." Chancellor Vorthak looked around the chamber at his fellow senators. Everywhere he looked, he saw the same expression of barely contained terror. "The motion is unanimously approved," he said quietly. "Excellent." Sarah clapped her hands together. "I'll inform Earth immediately. Oh, and Chancellor? You might want to update your intelligence files. Humanity has discovered we're quite good at this whole galactic civilization thing." As the senators filed out in stunned silence, Ambassador Chen remained at the center of the chamber, still smiling. Her earpiece crackled with a transmission from Earth. "Phase 1 complete, Command," she said softly. "They've accepted us as equals." "Copy that, Ambassador. Phase 2 is a go. How long until they realize we were bluffing about the stellar weapons?" Sarah glanced at the holographic display, still showing the imposing but entirely fictional weapon. "Oh, I'd say we have about 6 months before their scientists figure it out. Think that's enough time? Please," Sarah chuckled. "We convinced an entire galaxy we conquered half their territory in 3 hours. 6 months is more than enough time to make those weapons real." The transmission ended, and Sarah walked toward the exit, her footsteps echoing in the vast chamber. Behind her, the holographic displays faded, leaving only the faint sound of her humming an old Earth song about reaching for the stars. After all, humanity had always been good at making the impossible seem inevitable.